Okay, so on this video, I'm going to talk about how do we create a question, like a discussion question that students can participate in. Okay, we've probably, most of us, taken online college, either undergraduate or graduate classes, and you know that part of what we always have to do on the online class is to have a class discussion. There's a way you can do that with Google Classroom. Okay, so you start out in Google Classroom and you go to the classwork tab. And then to create your question, you're going to do create and then question. All right. Now here's where you type your question. All right. So let's say we're going to do a social studies question. What was the cause of the American Civil War? Okay. And then you can put your instructions here. Okay, this is where I would say something about to tell your students what they need to do. So you need to say, you need to, number one, answer the question, and then number two, this is where you get to decide, okay, how many students do you want to have, or how many different students do you want each student to reply to? Okay, so you can say something like, you must reply to at least 2 students or 3 students. So you must reply to at least 3 other students' answers in order to get credit. And then I would also tell them something about your reply to other students' answers needs to be add something or discuss a different point of view, and not just go right on or cool or good answer. Okay, those don't add anything to the discussion. You need to, and you may have to give them an example. Okay, like well, I'll show you some questions in some replies that I've done in my class here in a bit. Okay, and then the third thing I would also tell them is their responses to other students has to be positive and appropriate. So that's what I would say. Okay, and then you could add a file on here if you wanted to read something, but you don't have to do that. Okay, and then over here, let me move myself. You can put the points, which class it's for, all students. You put your due date on there, and then if it goes under one of the topics, you can do that. You got to check students can reply to each other, and then I usually also check students can edit their answer, so they can go back if they see something else and they want to add to or change theirs. They can do that. Okay, and then you click ask, or you click schedule it if you want to schedule it for a later time. Okay, so once you click ask, and I'll move myself here, then it's going to show up in the classwork stream. Okay. All right. So then how do you grade these, or how do you see the discussion? Okay. I'm going over to my science class this year. So this year, earlier before school got canceled, this is one of the discussion questions I asked my pre-AP class. What is the universe? What are some things that are found in the universe, and what do you wonder about the universe? This was designed as an engaged question. They did not know anything about the universe yet, and I didn't expect them to. Okay, and so to look at the question, or actually, let me go back here. You're going to have to click on it. So like this is my classwork, and there's the question. So this is what you see in your classwork, and then there's the question, and then you click on view question. All right, and that's where you can see it here. So here's where you see your answers. Okay, so Matthew said it's made out of rocks, and the Milky Way is actually like milk, question mark. Okay, and Aliana has a great answer. The universe is a series of galaxies, solar systems, celestial bodies. You can find galaxies, space rocks, space ice, celestial bodies in it. I wonder if there's life elsewhere in the universe. And then you can see the people that replied to her. And Justin inappropriately said copy and paste literally. So this is where you would go on there if you wanted to and reply to Justin and say, excuse me, that's not an appropriate comment, and so actually none of these are really what I would be looking for. Let's scroll down and see if there's any more. Let's see, not such a good one there. Are there any other replies? No. So this was really like literally the first time I had done this. So they were still getting the hang of it. So what you may really want to do is do a simple question first, and then compliment them when they are replying appropriately, and let them know when they're not replying appropriately. And then after you've done the simple one, you may want to do more of a complex question. But they've never done this before, really, and so we really have to teach them what we expect. But I think it's a powerful tool, and I encourage you to use it. One more thing I forgot to add: you have to give them a grade for this, so you have to manually go over here and enter the grade. Once you take a look at their answer and their replies, then you got to manually grade it. It's not going to do it for you. The only thing in Google Classroom right now that will grade for you that's a Google product is a Google quiz. Otherwise, no, you got to do it yourself. But you're going to want to read these and look at their responses anyway, so that's not a huge deal.